I was just gonna say, like, even if like, let's say like someone was lying to you, right? But if the document is authentic, even if they're lying, you can analyze the language and learn something about that from a chronological perspective. Because as long as the language is authentic, it doesn't matter what people are saying, you can figure out stuff. So that, and this is, that's why I acknowledge Archbishop Richard Trench, because I really believe like someone who's probably the most responsible, and this is a dead man. This is a guy who probably didn't have any of the beliefs that I did, but he taught me Christianos. I learned this stuff from the highest of the high in these systems, right? Why don't you go look at how many archbishops there are in the old world a couple hundred years ago, right? You know what this is, right?
Yeah, that's cress or crease.
But this eta acts like an E, like an I. So like a Latinized I, or, so it's E, right? So you have Chris, right? So this is the crux of the matter. Christianos means Christian, right? This means good, Chris, right? In Sanskrit, Krishna means black, but not because they're Afro-Asiatic. That's where I think a lot of these problems are coming. Same with like those little spiral on the heads, those knobs that people say, oh, that's African hair. No, that's actually alluding to people's ranks and shit, based on how many of them there are. And this Chris, good, and that is a Latin termination. So even an archbishop taught me we have a problem of a word that is an artificial construct. It's monkish Latin. And you have Reverend Robert Taylor, who makes no bones about it and really drives it home. So he's no longer dancing around the subject. He's saying your entire New Testament is written in monkish Latin, and you can see it in tons of words. They didn't even bother changing it to make it look like a real Greek word. Right? So this stuff matters because they told us on the front page of the Bible, the title page, that it was faithfully translated from a Greek original. No, it was unfaithfully translated from a monkish Latin original. And Eusebius admits, who did the Gospels and Epistles come from? He said those ancient Therapeuti were Christians, and their writings are our Gospels and Epistles. This is the father of ecclesiastical history. There's nobody who can criticize me who has higher authority. He admitted it. And you're not going to get it in English unless you have someone who's really translating this shit from Greek. That's what Reverend Taylor did while he was being falsely imprisoned for blasphemy for creating a pamphlet to try to wake people up back in the 1800s, early 1800s. And so what I'm saying here is the reason I specifically focused on language, almost like autistically, is because I knew once you have these keys, nobody can hide anything from you. You cannot, doesn't matter whether it's Norse mythology, Italian mythology, Asian mythology, Hindu mythology, none of that stuff. It can't be hidden from you. That is the wisdom, the eye of providence, that unison, that all-seeing eye, that doctrine of wisdom, that doctrine of emanations, and the Son, that mediator between us and God, which we have no idea what it is, the light of this world, connects us to our Creator, gives us life, and then we, in turn, develop systems that require these wisdoms, these systems of communication and commerce.
Man, you've just been laying it out.